guys, this is Epic Bros. I'm playing Denizen of the Endless. I don't know if you guys have seen this game before or not, but it's like it's kind of like a rogue dungeon crawler, I guess. It's from like the Endless Space story or games. It's pretty fun. I've been playing quite a bit of it actually. I've had it for a few years, but I didn't bother to actually get into it until there, maybe 6 months ago. And me and a buddy been playing the multiplayer recently. You can have 4-player multiplayer. You choose a character, you stay with that character until the end of the game. If you do 2-player multiplayer, then you and your friend can have the choice to have an extra character. So you can have 4 players by the end of the game, 2 PC, or 2 CPU, and 2 like normal people. Anyways, we'll start a new game here. I had the game started, but I think I'll just start a new game and show you guys some different pods and stuff you can have unlocked. Like I said, I played quite a bit of it so far, so I've tried to unlock everything that I could get. I've unlocked all the characters. I've got the Library Pod. It's one of the hardest ones to get. Well, maybe not the hardest, but you have to do a specific thing to unlock it. So you start out with your normal skate pod. There's too easy and easy. Easy is like hard mode. Too easy is like your easy mode. Easy, I don't think I've actually been able to beat a mission yet on easy. I got a whole run. So here's a couple different pods. The organic pod. With this pod, you can't unpower the rooms that you power. In the normal escape pod, you can power up rooms, and then if you want to go a different direction, you can unpower rooms behind you and keep moving. Right? This one, you have to make sure that you always keep at least a room that you can power, like not powered, until you find the right direction. Because you don't want to waste all your power on rooms going the wrong direction. Sanitary Pod. This is like hard mode, apparently. You can't pause the game. So in like combat, and every time you open a door, combat can start. You can press the spacebar to pause the game so that you can maneuver your characters where you need them to be, and then unpause the game and they will do the things you told them. I don't actually use it myself. I find I just got used to actually moving my characters around, so I don't really think about the pause, I guess. There's the drill pod. You can't start with any food industry or science model at the start, and there is no exit, so you just go until you can't survive, I guess. Which probably wouldn't take too much levels past 16 or 17, I would imagine. I don't know, but I think the max level that you can have your characters is level 15. And like you can see down here, I have all the characters unlocked. I do have some DLC, some of the characters from Team Fortress, or Team Fortress 2, I think. There's a Library Pod. This is the one that I just unlocked. The heroes are smarter, but you can't carry weapons. You can get weapons, an item slot, and an armor slot on most characters. Some characters can't carry weapons anyways, but they'll have like a bonus like weapon, or not a weapon slot, like it's like a wrench slot, like your item slot, I guess. Armory Pod. This one here, you start with 4 strong characters on the single player. Me and my friend did notice that playing on the multiplayer, you don't start with 4 people, and can't find additional heroes in the dungeon. So it's not really a good one to play online, because you get stuck with just 2 people. It'd be alright if you had 4 people that you could party up with. This one here, Infirmary Pod, gives you more health. Cost of health is reduced, but you don't auto heal at the end of a turn. So what that means is when you open a door and enemies spawn, you fight the enemies. If you kill all the enemies, that's the end of that turn. So usually in most pods, it would auto heal you. Well, with this pod, you don't get that auto heal, but your cost of healing is reduced, and you have way more health points than you normally would. But this one gets rid of most of the items, and instead you get drugs that buff you. Some buffs are bad, but some buffs are good. But sometimes it's good to keep a couple of them if you want to throw one on for a round or two, and then you can just take it off if you don't want it on. I think I'll just do an escape pod to start with, maybe. I don't know. I was trying to run with the library pod. Sure, one with the library pod. Okay, some of these characters do specific things also. Like, obviously, some people will operate, some people can repair. Some people are slow but really powerful. Some people are fast and can take damage easily. So you have to pair them up with other people. Good. A lot of the time, usually I'll just fucking do it random. So we'll just see what we get here. So the game's kind of slow, but you can speed run it. As fast as you can speed run it. You can go as fast or slow as you want. You can take your time and think of strategy, or you can just basically go with, sometimes the game just kind of sticks you with a scenario and you have to deal with it. I think for this I'm going to try to get my science leveled up as soon as possible, because we're going to need to research modules and stuff. These are your major modules, and these are your minor modules. The minor modules, you only started with the Tesla and the Kip Cannon so far. Usually on most things you start out with I can't remember the name of it now, but it's just like a little pod. I don't know. It shoots faster rounds than the Kip Cannon, but it only takes 3 industry to build, and the Kip Cannon itself actually gets more powerful the more science that you have. Like up here. This up here is your stock of science and your food and your industry. So for now I'm not going to worry about placing any, because we should be powerful enough to kill the first few enemies. I'm just going to kind of quickly go through this as fast as I can. Throw down the industry, because you want to keep your industry gains pretty good so that you can be building things. So now here we have a split. We can go left or we can go straight up. This menu here is actually, if you just roll your roller mouse, that brings you up to see all of the doors that you have open. It's really good. Sometimes you can just click and tell people to go back right from here. If you hit space and pause, if you have one character selected and you want to get your other character or your other characters, like you can have 4, if you hit the tilde button, that will just select everybody. There is a quick key for the people's active skills, but I am not sure what it is. Okay, we do start out with a few pieces of items, but so yeah, this guy's a gun slot. She has a sword slot. I can't actually get any swords or guns because in this mode you only get armor and your item slot. So I can't remember. I don't think she can operate. She is also the fastest character in the game when she's leveled up. At some, I think I had her at level 7 or 8. She could run faster with the crystal. You have to once you find the finish, you have to carry the crystals again. So when you have your character carrying the crystal, usually they run really slow. So sometimes you're going to want to check your characters for an ability called Scamper, like a passive skill. That will make your character not slow down around enemies. And that guy's high weight already. I'll just throw that on that guy for now. So let's go left, I guess. And so far, I've seen the best strategy to win is you want to make sure that you're not like placing your major modules too far away from your crystal room, because then that's going to be less powered rooms that you're going to have when you go to leave. You want to keep them close to your crystals, so those rooms next to your crystal room are usually always powered, because you want to keep the dark rooms lit, because if not, then the enemies spawn in dark rooms. So this is a research station. I can research 4 different things, and you can also reset the research if you don't want to research those things. Your industry generator, that just upgrades your industry generator. Auto-dock shards give you health regen. The sea blaster is, I think it's like an area effect grenade launcher or something. It will hurt your people that are in the room with it. And tear gas, it just applies a damage, like an area effect damage in a room. And of course you can upgrade these all to level 4. So I'm going to go with auto-dock shards for now, because those are going to keep my characters alive in rooms that I need to defend. Just keep on moving forward here. And look, I found another research. So now I can have 2 researches going at the same time. Also, this library pod does make more minor module slots on the floor, and it does have the chance to find more research modules. You give up a little bit in like you being able to have a weapon for your characters, for this actual fact that you can put way more stuff down on the floor. So when you finally do meet up with enemies, your characters will attack. Some enemies will go right at your character. Some enemies will just want to go for your crystal. Some enemies will want to go for your major modules. There is enemy types that will just take down research stations. There's enemy types that will stay in one room, and you have to actually go to that room and kill them. They're usually like some kind of like a boss type of enemy. So I feel like I should just put one down to give me some cover here, because for now I have 2 different ways to go, and I've run out of dust. Your dust is up here. You need 10 dust to open a door, so I have 4 lit doors. Well, 5, but you get the first one, or first 2 free or something. There, this is a self-powered room, so that's handy. I'm gonna run back, and I'm gonna actually destroy this research tower so I can place another science creator. See if there's anything I can research in this room. So I still need 65 to get that science creator 3. That'll give me way better gains than what I have right now. Okay, so this is a dead end. My characters aren't overly the most powerful. It's the Sarah is fast. But this professor, he's not really very strong. His DPS is pretty weak compared to her. Oh no, I guess she's actually worse. So maybe I should upgrade them. Use your food to level up your characters. So it's challenging at this point because I don't have a food generator. Because this boat, you don't start with a food generator, you need to find it in the research station. So, but it's gonna be like 45 or something anyway, so I might as well just keep going. Sometimes you will find things in rooms that will give you, like that just gave me free industry. There are the ones that they take industry and they might give you something. Sometimes they won't give you anything. So they're a gamble sometimes, but those ones right there that I just picked up are just a straight up, like they just give you stuff. I'm just going to throw an auto-dock shard back here. If I have to defend this T, I'm defending in this room here. So I can always run my characters back. You don't want to spend a whole lot of industry in the first 1 or 2 floors if you don't have to. You want to try to build up for like the 3rd floor, because it does ramp up each door that you open. So I got another T here. Probably should put down a Kip Cannon. See, these Kip Cannons are going to get stronger as I get more research, right? To the point where it's like 100% damage, and then it'll go over 100% damage if you have more than 100 signs. So right now what we're doing is we're looking for the finish, basically. Should go back, make sure these guys don't make it to my crystal. But most of these guys right now are just anti-hero enemies. They won't go for my crystal, they'll go for me first. Alright, so this is looking like this might be close to being the last door. So let's go back before we research something. Because usually in a research it takes 3 doors to get your research, but if you unlock the last door, all research and everything will be completed. So you usually start with Prisoner Pod. It is probably one of the best minor modules to put down, because once you get to level 4, it is very cheap. It only costs 3 industry, and you can place them 3 or 4 together, and they will just destroy enemies. They will also, they're good for putting in hallways, because as enemies need to walk by those hallways, they will just get hurt from the Prisoner Pod. So, I don't know if I should go with the science creator, or should I reset it and see if I can get food. I think I'll just go with the science 3 for now. Just go ahead, I'm gonna power this up just so there's no enemies coming up behind me. So yeah, that was the last door, so this is probably the finish. So now I got, there's only 1 door I don't have lit, but that's all. At this point, I don't think the enemies are gonna catch me. So what I gotta do is tell her to go down and pick the crystal up. Then I just tell her to go there, and I control this character. So she can walk, and I can stand here and defend, so that they don't go after her. Flee now. And make sure all your characters are in before you hit the exit button, because they will get left behind. Alright, so that's the first 4. That's kind of like a overview of, you know, most of the controls, what you're supposed to be doing. There is a little bit of learning curve, like what minor modules are good to put together in a room. If you need, you know, there'll be different enemy types, there'll be different minor modules to deal with those enemy types, so, you know, it is fun to play around with. I find it just took me a long time to like learn all these different little strategies with minor modules and what characters you use to get the most out of the game. I mean, I do like just playing with random run, but anyways, for now, that'll be the first episode. I might make a couple more, just might do a run through the game or something, show you some of the higher levels, but yeah, have a good one.